I live in an area of Lisbon that since the last 10 years has been changing socially and economically. Now the social tissue has many people in their 20s and 30s, 40s, many families with children, more schools, more tourists coming, many people from different places in the world coming and living in this community. So it's very interesting and always changing. I came to live in this neighborhood in 2009 and I bought an apartment that had a view over a green space, tons of trees. This garden is closed and it's not visible from the outside. So practically nobody knew that it existed. The property I found out in 2016 belonged to the City Hall. This amazing collective adventure started the day I found out there were some working demolitions happening in this garden, and I tried to find out what it was. And I went to work with the construction workers that were there, and I also went to the City Hall asking for information. I found out they were trying to build a parking lot. And that was actually the opposite of what I had always felt about that space. That it was amazing that it was green, had numerous animals living, birds, and I immediately thought that it could not be a parking lot. It had to be a garden, a public garden for everybody. And then I jumped, climbed a wall and went to the garden, and I started walking with my camera, and I met o Senhor Cardoso. He told me stories about this old farm that existed there, and I was fascinated. When I thought to stop this parking lot to happen, what instruments do we have? What can we use? And one of the instruments that immediately showed up was a participatory budget. And so I decided to submit a proposal with 2 neighbors, and we decided to create a movement.
I know Rita for 15, 20 years now. We were colleagues in university. We live in the same neighborhood. In fact, she used to come to water the plants in summertime during my holidays, so we have a good relationship. And when she approached me, I immediately identified this as a good cause and a winning cause. I was a volunteer in an NGO for 9 years, which stands for Lesbian and Gay People Rights. And so I was used to deal with people, deal with budget. In this case, we didn't have to deal with budget because there was no money to manage, but to defend a cause, to define a political strategy, a communication strategy, to have meetings with political parties and government and make proposals for things to happen. So I had that background that was very useful here. For me, it was clear from the beginning that this was a communication campaign and that we had to have great visibility, to have a political role on the subject, but also to involve the community in our project. I think it was relevant to not only be on social media and on the web, but also on the streets. So we distributed thousands of flyers. On the first, when we had the first local assembly, we printed 4,000. It was a summer Saturday, it was really hot. And we had approximately 200 people on the first local assembly. I think it was a success, a great success. And it was a success because we had that physical campaign. So our website or our Facebook at the time had a few dozen followers, so it was not very relevant. For me, it became clear that we could make some communication and reach the community and reach the overall the city through culture. And it started as we identified a couple of musicians and artists on the neighborhood, and those artists starting to invite other artists, and so in the end we had a festival. It was a Saturday with 20 shows, dozens of artists, with dance, music, theater on the veranda, so we'd also involve the neighbors, and we involved a lot of entities here. I think that one of the advantages of the group was that all the skills were very complementary. So We had people that was used to deal with volunteers, people with political experience, people that was, we had artists, we had people that were managing and mastering video very well, and that's one of the secrets of the success. Besides the cause, it's also the group.
One of the first things that we realized it was to show this Eden heaven, this Eden garden that exists in the community, and to show to all the neighborhoods, all the neighbors, that there was a space that was private, but it could be transformed in a public space to be lived by the community, and to be able to address to them and show them this was a really unique and special place. We should have all these shootouts from the garden and all the sound mixing of all the birds that exist and live in that space. We did a video of the garden, we did the testimonials, but then we had a petition going on in the municipal assembly.
Porque queremos jardim.
And we need to construct a very keen and sharp argument and to show to the mayor and to the municipality what were our ideas, and we had only 3 minutes to show that.
De metro quadrado. Estamos muito longe da média da cidade.
In the participatory budget campaign, it was very important to address as many people as we could. So this is one of the main focus of the video and the clip that we made.
Era uma vez uma antiga quinta cheia de árvores de fruto no centro de Lisboa, numa zona com muitas casas, muitos carros e muitas pessoas. Se decidisses, o que farias?
Tomei conhecimento do jardim através das pessoas aqui do bairro falarem, virem tomar café e ficarem falando umas com as outras. E me interessei sobre isso e pensei em ajudar de alguma forma, porque achei muito interessante, porque tem muitas crianças aqui e não só, né? E pedi para eles, que eu gostaria de colaborar, se eles poderiam trazer para mim aqui folhas para as pessoas assinarem. E foi assim que foi acontecendo. Fui falando com as pessoas. Mesmo que não tivesse conseguido o jardim, que não tivesse conseguido ser aprovado, que se fizesse um jardim ali, pelo menos as pessoas sentiram e viram que se elas se unirem e num bem comum, consegue essas coisas.
Eu tomei conhecimento sobre o jardim porque haviam cartazes pelo bairro inteiro, haviam cartazes bem na porta do meu edifício, aqui na padaria Saudade, onde eu trabalho, tinha os flyers. Eu achei que eu poderia contribuir divulgando a informação, então todo mundo que entrava aqui na padaria eu sempre dava o flyer e perguntava se conhecia, se já tinha votado e tal. E achei que poderia ajudar porque o bairro precisa desesperadamente de um espaço verde, assim como toda a cidade.
Achei que podia dar o meu contributo divulgando nesta fase do Orçamento Participativo, enquanto ainda projeto, e pronto, dando a conhecer ao máximo, e achei que realmente era preciso aqui no bairro, em Lisboa também, mas particularmente aqui no bairro, realmente um espaço verde para as famílias, para os moradores, é sempre importante.
Roundabout is an artist studio. We are a non-profitable organization as well. The Roundabout was the hub from the movement because it's located next to the space, to the garden. And then it's the place where we start meeting, where we start planning what could we do to avoid to have a car park in that fantastic space. Then we did the petition. We went around, we collect 2,600 signatures. After we delivered the signatures, we still were receiving signatures from people. So all of that led us to the Orçamento Participativo that we won at the end with 9,477 signatures. It was the best votes that we had since that existed since the Orçamento Participativo started in Lisbon. After we have won, we decided to do a celebration because we have won something that was very important for us and for everybody. It was great. It was like the second time people actually got into the garden. When we spared the words, we said, bring something to eat, bring something to drink. And so the place also was full of food and drink that everybody bought. The community was really working.
Eu toda a vida, eu estou cá há 30 anos, perto de 30 anos aqui com os pomos. Toda a vida entrávamos por aqui. E íamos por ali, por aqui, por todo lado. A grande vitória vossa, né, foi mostrarem às pessoas uma coisa que eles não sabiam que existia.
E considera que a participação da população...
Foi uma vitória, foi uma vitória. Eles nunca pensaram que isso fosse assim.
E qual foi o momento em que achou que existiu uma vitória?
Opa, no dia em que ganhámos, é assim, no dia em que ganhámos, que a Rita telefonou, ainda tenho a mensagem aqui no telemóvel, a dizer que ganhámos o orçamento participativo. Aliás, eu fui lá com vocês acima quando vocês entregaram e tudo, lá na Assembleia Municipal. E pá, foi uma vitória grande, mais nada.